Tov, Chodesh Tov, Sameach, Chanukah Sameach, Boker Tov. Today's daf is daf Mem Aleph in Baba Kama, as we learn from Achimikol Beis Yisrael Sumas Daf Shivya. It says the Mishnah, Shor Shnager Chesa Adam. If a shor gored a person, umeis, and the person died, mu'ed misham kofer. Now here's the deal: the mu'ed, if he's a short time, he doesn't pay kofer, as we'll see. But a mu'ed pays kofer. Kofer is what we call ransom, and we said, is it mammon? Is it like you're paying the value of the nizik, or is it a kapara for the owner of the mazik? And we said it's basically the kapara, but there's a machlokas. Do you pay the value? How much do you pay? What's the value? Do you pay the value of the mazik or the value of the nizik? You say the value of the mazik because he's the one who's getting kapara, or do you say no, the mazik is getting the kapara, but still he gets kapara by paying the value of the nizik? The tam potem and a kofer. Tam doesn't pay kofer at all because when it says kofer, the pasuk talks about a shor mu'ed. If it's a shor mu'ed who had the volav and he killed somebody, you pay kofer. But whether it's a tam or a mu'ed, the animal has to be killed. If there's Adam, we know that this animal was the one that killed the person. Even if it's a tam, the animal is stoned to death. The Chaim Ben Bas makes a difference if the victim is an adult or not, even if it's a child. Ben Bas means even a small child. Let's say your animal gored an Eved or an Amma, meaning a non-Jewish, a half-Jew, Eved Kanani or Amma Kananis. No sin shloshim som. You pay 30 sela to the owner of the slave, regardless. That's a fine. Bain Shushav, you have a man whether he's worth $100, a Bain Shani, if it's worth $1, you still pay the $30. It's the same price that's fixed in the Torah. Says the Gemara, how do you ever have a case where a shor is a mu'ed pays kofer? Why? We just said that a shor that kills somebody, even if the shor is a tam, the first time, he's killed, right? Second time, right? So how do you even have what we came out? Rashi, interesting. Rashi here still goes along with Rashi and Chavkim Beis that says the shor is the mu'ed on the third time he pays the full amount. But Rashi was choser from there, as Tosas pointed out over there. But here, Rashi here still goes with the third time. That basically means that a shor is a mu'ed for 3 times, right? And the fourth time, right? Then if he gored 3 times, then he becomes a mu'ed. And the fourth time he pays the full value, right? The first 3 times he paid chatzi nezek, afterwards he pays it for shor. How do you ever have a shor mu'ed that's going to be stoned for killing a person? The animal should be stoned after the first time that he killed. Certainly the second time, the third time, he's already killed. So how do you even have it? If you kill the animal once he killed, remember, what is the mu'ed? He's a mu'ed that he killed people. He goes around killing people. Kills one person, another person, a third person. And the fourth time, you pay kofer. What do you mean you pay kofer? How do you ever have an animal killing for the 4th time? He should have been put to death after the first time. How do you have it that a mu'ed will pay the kofer for killing on the 4th time? So several answers are given. They assessed him, they estimated him, right? That he was running after one person and he would have killed him. And he was running after another person, he would have killed him. Running after the third person, he was about to kill him. That establishes him as a mu'ed. If he did that 3 times, he's established as a mu'ed. And now on the 4th time, when he actually killed somebody, then he would pay the kofer. Says the Gemara, Rashi, so just based on an assessment, an estimation, he would have killed somebody. That doesn't do anything. We're saying what is a mu'ed? A mu'ed is the one who gored 3 times, did the same thing 3 times. Remember we had before. You might be a mu'ed for goats. He's not necessarily mu'ed for elephants. A mu'ed for a person, not a mu'ed for animals, and vice versa. Okay, we'll come to you later. He fatally injured 3 people, and they didn't die. They didn't die. He fatally injured 3 people. Then they all died together. Okay. Then when did they all die? When he was injured, when he killed the 4th person. So then he's a mu'ed. He's established as a mu'ed. We established as a mu'ed, and then he'll have to pay the kofer. Svidomer going shaharik shlosha behemos. He killed 3 animals. He didn't kill 3 people. He killed 3 animals. So that, you don't kill the animal for killing an animal. He has to pay chatzi nezek the first 3 times. After he paid full nezek. But he kills. Says we learned before that a mu'ed, just because he's a mu'ed that he kills animals does not mean a person can protect himself. A person has mazel. It's different. A person can defend himself. So mu'ed lebehema v'mu'ed la'adam. No, that doesn't do it. Elam Ravash going shaharik shlosha of the chum. Maybe he killed 3 goyim. Okay, so he killed 3 goyim. And you don't kill the animal for killing a guy. And that's how he was established to be a mu'ed. He killed 3 human beings, goyim. Now he's a mu'ed. When he kills the 4th time a Jew, then he pays the kofar. So mu'ed love to come up in mu'ed Yisrael, not true also. Just like you say, if you're mu'ed for a certain animal, you're not a mu'ed for other animals or for human beings. If he's a mu'ed for goyim, maybe he goes after goyim, not after the Jews. He killed 3 people who were already mortally wounded. So again, a mu'ed l'treifa, mu'ed l'shalim. Just because he's a mu'ed for a treifa, does that mean he's a mu'ed to pay the kofar? Who says what is one thing have to do with next? Maybe he's a mu'ed for killing people. He sees people are mortally wounded, so he's a mu'ed for that. But he's not necessarily a mu'ed for a regular person. Elam Rapapa, again, how do you have a case where you have a shore that some mu'ed is going to pay kofar? Why? For killing people. If he killed 3 times already, he would have been put to death. Elam Rapapa, the cut the ba'arag lagman, the here's what happened. He killed. And he ran away. The shore ran away into the forest, into the swamp, whatever. In other words, we have testimony that he killed. He killed 1 person. He should have been put to death then, but he ran away. Then he killed another person, ran away, etc. And that's how you can have a mu'ed. You can have a mu'ed with him still being alive. Yeah. So that's what he said. Attempted doesn't count. That was the first case where he attempted to run after somebody. He attempted to kill him, and he didn't do it. So he says that's not. He didn't do anything yet. A mu'ed is he did this same act of violence 3 times, and the 4th time we're going to hold him responsible. The act of violence here is killing a Jewish person that he has to pay kofar. Why would you ever get to the 4th? Why would you ever get to the 4th guy who would have been killed the first 3 times? So when it's very simple, he ran away. You sentenced him and he ran away. Okay, he would have been put to death, but he ran away. Then on the 4th time, when he killed the 4th time, and he has to pay now kofar because he is a mu'ed, you pay the kofar, and that's it. You put him to death also, and you pay the kofar. Okay, here's what happened. They first testified. 2 people came and testified that the shore killed once. Then 2 people came and testified that he killed twice, a 2nd time, and then a 3rd time. Right, then a 3rd time, and then but what happened? They would have been put to death at those times. But after each time, another set of Adam came and claimed that the first ones had an alibi, that they were with us. They couldn't have testified. In other words, the first Adam were liars, and the second Adam were liars, and the third Adam were liars. Okay, and then what happened? Then after he killed all 3, after he killed 3 times, another set of Adam came along, or as he was about to kill the 4th time, when the animal killed for a 4th time, Adam came along and were mazim the first Adam Hazama. In other words, saying that the first Adam were actually valid, right? The 1st, 2nd, and 3rd were actually valid. The Adam who were mazim, those Adam, they themselves were, as you always believe the last ones. That's what the Torah says. You believe the last ones saying Mano Yisem. So that's how you can have it that he killed 3 times. He wasn't put to death because the Adam who claimed that he killed, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, they were all muzam. They were all found to be liars. And then afterwards, they were found to be truthful because the last set of Adam came and said those of the Adam Hazama were no good. So Marsilio, the Torah being in shop, that's fine. We had a shalom before. Do you have to prove in order to make a mu'ed? You have to show that the animals injured on 3, gored on 3 different days, or the people. If you say he goes by the animals, fine. So they test about the animal. If you need to show that the mu'ed, in other words, if you have to warn the owners 3 times, that's being 3 different days, that doesn't work over here. Because here you're saying when he killed the 4th time, Adam came along and said the other guys were all liars. So he could say, let the owner say, I didn't know. I relied on the fact that the 8 Hazama, the first Adam who said that 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 were liars. I realized that he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. The animal didn't do anything. So I wasn't forewarned. The whole idea is if he was forewarned 3 times on 3 different days, if you hold that the owner has to be warned on 3 different days. So if he was forewarned, he should have been responsible. But here he could say, you turned it all on 1 day. On 1 day, you disproved him and said that the animal killed 3 times. I need proper warning. You go into Amri Kole Mr. Kato Ture Gabe Havikoi, because the Adam say that whenever the animal killed, the owner was there. He knew. That's the point. So it's like he was warned because he knew. It's like, what's the whole idea that your animal gored? Oh, I didn't know. So he testified. But here they're testifying that he was there with the animal when he gored. So you could say a case like that too. So again, what are our reasons? How do you have a shore mu'ed that pays kofar? He would have been killed the first time that he killed somebody, or the second time, or the third time? How do you have it only the fourth time? So the answer is either the animal ran away, or this weird case where you were Mazim, the original Adam, who testified on the first, second, and third time, and then you re-Mazim them. So it worked out that and testified that he was basically he was forewarned 3 times, but you couldn't kill the animal till now, because until now it was like going back and forth in the courts whether it was really whether the animal had gored or not. Maybe the Adam number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 were all liars, so you couldn't prove it, and therefore the shore is still alive even after having killed 3 times. That's the point. No. You don't kill the person. If you're sure, he killed people. The shore killed people. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. He killed people. The only way he'd be a mu'ed on the 4th time that he have to make hofer if he killed 3 times already. So our whole issue is if he killed once, he's already, the animal's put to death. How could he ever have a case that he's killing for the 4th time and you have to pay hofer? The animal should have been put to death already 3 times. One answer is the animal ran away. Another answer is it was going back and forth in the courts, let's say. So he hadn't yet determined that. Ravina says, very simple. They don't even know who the animal was. Ravina Amar, but Makinas Balashor, but Makinas Ashore. They know the owner of the shore, but they can't tell the shore. Can you tell one ox? Yes, I was driving back from a Shiva call in Malaya Dumim, and they got all these goats and running around the road. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of goats and sheep are running around. Can you tell one from another? What are we, farmers here? So Ravina says, I know the owner of the shore. I know that animal belongs to him. Maybe they're all branded with his name or something like that. They know he's a Baal Shore, but they don't know which shore. No, the reason the shore is still alive is because they couldn't tell which shore to kill. They said, we know it was Yankel's shore for the first time. We know he killed this Yankel second time. We know 3rd time. And that's how you can have the animal still alive. So because my Havel, remember, what do you mean? If you don't tell me which shore, if you're telling me my shore killed and I should be warned and I should watch the shore, you didn't tell me which one. My Havel, what should I have done? Because we tell him, you should remember late. In your herd, a herd of cattle, you have a goring animal. You should have guarded them all. It's your fault. So some of Farshim say, so now when the animal killed, one of his animals killed the 4th time, that's a simon, that's the one who gored the first 3 times. Others say no, he might have several goring animals. The fact is that his animals gored for a 4th time, that's good enough. That he should have been warned, and therefore he'd have to pay coke. Now, we said that both an animal, the whole issue was that whether the animal's tam or mu'ed, the animal has to be put to death. Because the pasuk says that if your animal gores and kills somebody, sakol yisakel ashor, right? Pasuk chavches in that parsha says, but don't eat the meat. We'll see what this means now. So Tana Rabbanan, like this, says you have to be, the animal has to be stoned. Now we know if the animal's stoned, can you eat it? Of course not. It didn't have shchita, right? So since there's a any odesh in the Avela, I know it's an Avela, meaning it's an animal that died without shchita. And Avela also bachila. Pasuk says, stone the shore, kill him, and don't eat the meat. What do you mean don't eat the meat? Of course you can't eat the meat. It's not geshachtan, it's not slaughtered. What's the point of lo yacho? Telling you this. You can't even eat the meat, even let's say the animal was sentenced to death. You have to take the animal to a court. The animal's sent, the owner's there defending everybody. The Adam come and they say this animal definitely killed somebody and he's killed. Okay. So you can't eat the meat if he's killed. Of course you can't eat the meat. Why does he can't eat? The chiddush is after the animal was sentenced to death, you shechted it. Before he got a chance to take it out to be slaughtered by the hangman, whatever, to be killed, stoned by the hangman, you slaughtered it, a proper shechita. You had a shoichet there with the mashgiach and everything, and shechted it properly. Even then, you can't eat it. That's the chiddush. How do I? You can't eat it. How do I know you can't if I know either? You can't sell it. You can't have any pleasure. The owner of the shore is clean, innocent. What does that mean? My master. How do you see that you can't have enough from there? It's like somebody says, Yotza ish ploni nak mechasav. He was cleaned out. When you say someone was cleaned out, does that mean he was clean? No, it means he has no more assets. They cleaned him out. They took all the money out. Right, so it's like he's clean. He's empty of his assets. He has no pleasure. So the Gemara now says, wait a minute. How do you know? How do you know this drasha? If you shechted it, I understand. If you stoned it, then you can't eat it. But if you shechted it, who says you can't eat it? I know that's what Lo Yochel is teaching me. That what? That after it was sentenced to death, you shechted it, you still can't eat it. Maybe I would say, you know what? If you shechted it, even after it was sentenced to death, you shechted it, you could eat it. Shari bachilu. What does Lo Yochel B'sar mean? No. If you actually stoned it, you can't have an either. Maybe that's what it's for. We just said Balashor Naki is teaching me that you can't have a no. We'll use that for a different drasha. Maybe Lo Yochel is Basaro is teaching me you can't have a no. So wherever the pasuk says don't eat something, don't eat it, right? Means both. Means you can't eat it, you can't have a no. How do we know? B'mashma. Actually, like the Torah says, when the pasuk says, oh, machro lenachri, right? So it tells you there, you can't eat it. What you could do is you could give it to a guy. Give it to a guy. You give it to a ger. It means a ger tosha. Doesn't mean a ger, not a ger. It's not a ger tzedek. It's a proper Jew. Give it to a guy, basically. Give it or sell to a guy. So since it says give it or sell to a guy, it tells you if it wouldn't say give it or sell to a guy, say you can't have an either. Lo yochel means you can't eat it. You can't have an How do I know it means you can't have an Because the pasuk has to tell you by nevela, you could have an You could, for regular nevela, let's say you have an animal in your herd, you didn't get a chance to shecht and it died, you could sell it to a guy. That's a chiddush. But otherwise, lo yochel means both. That's why I have to say you can give it to a guy. Why don't you pasuk give it? You have to tell you that normally, if he says lo yochel, lo soch, you can't have an either. So maybe over here, lo yochel is coming from the hana, right? So kol yisakel means you have to kill it. You say, of course, you can't eat it. If you can't eat it, you said, right. And lo yochel doesn't mean to tell me that if I shechted it before it was stoned, I can't eat it. If you shechted it, maybe you could. Maybe he's telling you that if you did stone it, not only can't you eat it because it's an avela, but also you can't have a no. Maybe that's what yochel is for. I mean, where does Rav Meir say that this or no? If you mikra milo yochel, right? When does Rav Meir say that yochel means both? When you're learning out the Isra Achila and the Isra Hana from the word Lo Yochel. Lo Yochel means everything. Don't eat it and don't have an since it says it in Lashon of Yochel. Here we know you can't eat it because it has to be stoned. Once it's stoned, of course you can't eat it. Right? I know that. If Lo Yochel no, if Lo Yochel is coming down, you can't have an so say Hana. Don't say Lo Yehenna. I already know you can't eat it because it says stone it. So you can't eat it, obviously, if it's stoned. So you want to teach me you can't have a no? So say lo yehenna. Inami lo yochel. Just say lo yochel stam. Espesoro. Let me what if I say espesoro to tell me that even lamali the af al gav the avde came bosser the shachte even to tell me lo yochel espesoro even if it's good meat even if you shechted it before it was stoned you still can't eat also. Machmar zutra. Maybe you say you know what hani mili. Maybe you know what maybe we say when do you say that you can't have a no? And you can't eat it based on that. In other words, even if you shechted it, you can't have it. Even if you shechted it before skila, you can. Maybe that's only when you shecht it in a way that was like skila. For example, you checked a sharp flint and you use the sharp flint, the stone, to shecht it. Why? Because the abdei kain skila, it's like skila. Skilas with stones. They throw them off the from the second floor, and then they put stones on them. So that's they put stones on them. So you also use the stone. Maybe then you can't. You're not the shachte, the second. But if you shechted it with a knife before it was stoned, maybe you could eat it then. Maybe this is what you say. Okay, we're saying that the fact that it says lo yochel es besaro teaches me even if you shechted it before skila, you can't get why? Because sakoy I know you can't eat it. What does lo yochel teach me that you can't have hana? No, that we really know from balashor naki. And if it's telling me no, say hana. If you say lo yochel, if I don't know other clue that I can't eat something, lo yochel can mean both eating and hana. But over here, I didn't know you can't eat it from sakol yisakel. So why did it say lo yochel? Don't say no. If it's for I know, say lo yochel or say lo yochel without saying es besoro. What does besoro teach me? That even if it's kosher, you shechted it before you did skila, you still can't eat it. So maybe you can't eat it only if you shecht it in a way like with a stone that's like skila. Kain skila. If you shechted it with a chalif, with a proper knife, a proper what are those things that the moil uses? What's it called? Huh? Whatever. Okay. So avalech the shachti b'sek use it with a proper knife. Well, maybe then it would be okay. Amri atu saking sivaraisa. Does the same Torah have to use a knife? Torah says you have to learn the possible sishchet, you learn the shchita, how much machine, how do you shecht it? You shecht it with a sharp knife. It doesn't say that, but time we learn in the Mishnah. Hashochet b'magla. If you shechted your animal with a hand sickle, with sword, or with a flint, or a sharp reach, why does it make a difference? Why do you say, oh, if you use it with a flint, maybe then it's also because that's like skila. But if you use it with a knife, the Torah doesn't say anything about a knife. The Torah says you have to use a sharp instrument, whatever it is. So the hashnaf So now we're saying Le'och tells me, right, that teaches me both. You can't eat it, even if you shechted it, and you can't have a no, right? You can't eat it, you can't shecht it, you can't have both, because now we're saying Le'ochas Pro is teaching me, even if you shechted it before skila, you can't eat it, and Le'ochel means you can't have a no. So Baal Shor Naki Lamni, what do I need the pasuk Baal Shor Naki? At the beginning we said that Sakol Yisakel teaches me you can't eat it, right? Sakol Yisakel teaches me even if you shechted it, right? The Le'ochas Pro teaches me, and Baal Shor Naki teaches me a no. But now we know that Le'ochel, if you're learning Le'ochel, you can't eat it even if you shechted it, and that teaches me both. Like Rav says, both eating and I know. What do I need Baal Shor Naki for? Lahanos oro, to teach me you can't have enough from the hide. In other words, not only can't you eat it, the meat, but you can't have enough, you can't sell the hide. I think the meat is also ba'ano. I will oro nishri, but the hide should be mutter ba'ano. Come on, ba'ano, kamash one, Baal Shor Naki. Okay, you can't have enough from the hide either. Lahanach tanoi, the mafkir, the hide Baal Shor Naki with Rosh Hashanah. We're going to have, following this, the other drushes for Baal Shor Naki. What does that mean? Can be like, come on, how do they know you can't have enough from the or? Not going to be espesoro. It says loyochal espesoro. The S is extra. S teaches me, as we'll see, like Rabbi Kiva darshan S and gam. He always darshan each one. Now it's going to be espesoro. Es atopesoro. The thing is joined. The thing is attached to the basar, which is the hide. Mind you, or that's the hide. The hide is the thing attached to the knife. You can't eat the meat, and you can't eat the espesoro. You can't eat the thing that's attached to the meat either, which is the hide. The hide tana. Eslo Darish. But the Tana who learned it from Baal Shor Naki, you can't have enough from the hide. He doesn't darshan S. Every time it said S, they had a drasha for it. He got the Eser Monticha Pirish. He stopped. He stopped thinking, what am I going to say? Eser Monticha. There's nobody like God. I can't have fear from anybody else. If you can't darshan of your S, what about all the other S that you darshan S throughout the Torah? About these char just like I got schar for expounding, for teaching, for trying to understand the pasuk. Kach about this schar ala prisha. Now that I have rescinded my drushes, I get schar for that too. Torah is Torah, even if you change your mind. Torah became believe it, and he taught us. Now you have the fear of God. You have the fear of the Chachamim also. So we keep a darshan S and Gam, but Amsoni don't. So you can say the one who darshans Baal Shor Naki to teach me you can't have enough in the hide. He doesn't darshan S like Shimon Amsoni or Nachman Amsoni who retracted. Tanur Rabbanan. Baal Shor Naki. Here's another drasha for Baal Shor Naki. If you say that, like we said, if you can learn out the hide from S Pesaro, so Baal Shor Naki for Lezer and Naki Mechatzi Kofer. Let's say we said an animal, even if he's a Tom, killed somebody, the animal's stoned. If there's ate him, the animal's killed, right? But he doesn't pay kofar. Why? Right? Because there's no such thing as chatzi kofar, right? So based on what this plus Baal Shor Naki. If he doesn't, there's no chatzi kofar meaning on a time. Rav Kiva said, I understand. How would he pay chatzi kofar from? How do you pay for the damage that your Tom did from the goof of the animal? But the animal's being stoned now, right? The animal's being stoned. Not worth anything. You can't have enough from it. So he'll be the best, bring the best of Yisham Lecha. Like sarcastically, he said, what do you mean? I need a drasha to tell me that you don't pay chatzi kofar? How can you pay chatzi kofar anyway? This animal, Tom, is killed, right? Is killed. So if he's killed, not worth anything. He can't have enough from it. Where are you going to take it from? If it's a mu'ay, he has to pay from the owner's own assets. That we understand. But if it's a Tom, there's no money here anyway. There's nothing to take. Amalur Rav Lezer, Kachani Messer Rav Lezer said to Rekiva, Kachani Mechi, you think I'm so stupid? Shadini B'zeh Shechai Misa, you think I'm talking about a short time that killed somebody that is Chayiv Misa? Of course there's nothing to collect from, because the animal's killed and you can't have any enough from it. Ain't Dini Elit Shehemis is Adam Al Piechad Al Pibalam. I'm talking about where he killed somebody and you can't put the animal to death in a court because there's no 2 8, there's only 1 8, or the owner admitted it. Right? That's an entire. It's a case like that. I'm saying that you might say, "Chayiv kofar, not kofar." More al pibalam, go to b'knasu. Remember, if it's a pibalam, remember Tom's fee is only a knas. Go to b'knas would be potter. Moed would be potter. So if it's al pibam, there's no chid. There's nothing to talk about. You're not chayiv anything there. No, somebody holds kufar kapara, like we learned yesterday. Kufar is a kapara, and the owner of the animal desires to have. The owner of the animal desires to have the kapara. And we're not talking about where you're saying that he can't, that you're mechayiv him. He himself wants to pay to get the kapara. So that could be one answer. Okay. Tanya Yidach, pardon? He's not a mu'ud only if he did it 3 times. He doesn't become mu'ud until he did it 3 times. It's not about if he did it the first time. Let's say he killed somebody. If he killed somebody the first time, he's a tom. No, he's not a mu'ud. Mu'ud is only 3 times. That's it. So, Akiva. So if we said the first Brisa said that Rabbi Elazar's retort to Akiva is, "You think I'm so stupid?" I'm not talking about a case where the animal killed with Adam and he's put to death. I'm talking about a case where the animal killed. There's only one aid, or Al Pi Bailim, and he wants to pay the kofar. Still, there's no rule of kapara. So the animal's not killed. You could collect from the animal, but you don't have to because Baal Shornaki teach me there's no chiyuv for chatzi kofar of a tam. Tanya Edith, another Brisa is Rabbi Elazar Akiva. That's what you think about Mishadini, the Zesh Chayiv Misa. You think I'm so stupid talking about an animal that's Chayiv Misa? So of course there's nothing to collect from. Ain't Dina Ella. I'm talking about a different case. Meskavan Lorik is a behema. When an animal intended to kill another animal, V'haragas Adam, and he killed the person instead. Or the Mitzri is going to kill a goy, V'harag Yisrael. On a farm, he's going to kill a nafel, a baby that wouldn't live, and it's considered like a treifa. V'harag ben kayama. I'm talking about a case like that where you don't put the animal to death, as we're going to see later on. If you tell the animal was about to kill an animal, and if by mistake you killed an adam, you're not chayiv kofar the case. There's no chayiv misa. You don't kill the animal then, even though he killed a human being, he killed a Jewish person. If his intent was to kill an animal, to kill a goy, or to kill an afel, you don't put the animal to death, and you still say maybe he's chayiv kofar. Maybe he's chayiv kofar if he wants his redemption. Kamash no, balashonaki, there's no kofar. So Hayam Bereisha. So we have 2 versions of what Rabbi Elazar retorted to Rabbi Akiva. One version is, you think I'm so stupid? I'm not talking about an animal that was going to be put to death. We're talking about a case where he killed the person, al pi echad or al pi balam. Second answer is no. I'm talking about a case where he had kavanah to kill an animal, and instead, by mistake, he killed the person. The person got in the way, or he's going to kill a goy, and a Jew got in the way. So which answer did he give first? Rav Kana Mishmei Rav Amar Miskaven. He first gave him the skab, which is a better answer, because the answer of he killed through one aid or al pi balim, you could say, yeah, motiv knasas pater, etc., etc. You have better answers for that. For this answer, when the animal intended not even to kill a Jewish human being, he didn't kill somebody else. So that's a better answer, because there's no simple answer to it, like motiv knas. He gave him the first answer that we found in our Gemara, the Haim where he killed first, not this answer where he had kavanah for an animal and he killed the person instead. Why? Mashal Atzai is an example of a fisherman, who's catching fish from the sea. Meshkach Rabbi, he finds a big fish, very happy with that. Oh, he says, I'm really done. Shakli takes it. Sutri, then he finds some small fish. Okay, I'll take that too. Shakl. So, in other words, I gave a good answer. I'm talking about why do I need a pasuk to teach me balashornaki? There's no chatzi kofer, because I might think you're chayiv chatzi kofer. In which case, where he didn't, the animal killed a Jewish human being, but he didn't intend it. He did it without intent, and you don't kill the animal in that case. It's obvious that he didn't intend to do it, right? So, so you don't need so over there you don't kill the animal. So, but you might be chayiv kofer kamash that you don't pay. There's no chatzi kofer. So he gave that. That's a real strong answer. I gave the answer. It's like I caught the first fish, a real strong one. Then I found another one fine. Rav Yomi Mishmei Rav says no. Hamas Amalbesh. She gave the first answer about no. I'm talking about a case where the animal killed with one aid, killed the human being, and he intended, but it was only one aid, or the owner said that. He gave that answer first. Mashal outside example with the fisherman Shishol Mayam. He's got a small pail and he's catching fish. And he's meshkil, so if he finds the first fish, which is a small one, not a weaker fish, Shakti takes it. Then he finds a big one. He has no room for both of them. So Shadi, so if he throws away the small one, Meshakarav, and he takes the bigger one. So the idea here is it's simply like which answer Rabbi Elazar gave two answers to Rabbi Akiva, and he said, no, I need a pasuk of Baal Shonaki. Tell me that you don't pay the chatzi kofar in a case where a tam killed a person, but he only killed either with one aid or with a balam, and then you have to give an answer. Well, motive knas, it's not motive knas, it's kufa kapara. Or talking about a very simple case. You know how you're talking about where the animal is not killed? Because the animal didn't intend to kill a Jewish human being. He intended to kill an animal or a goy or a nafel, and those circumstances the animal's not killed. But you might think you're chayav chatzi kofer. Kamashmon, there is no chatzi kofer. There's only full kofer. Only full kofer by a mu'ed, by a tam. There's no chatzi kofer. All right. Tomorrow we'll see another shot in Bala Shor Naki. So today we saw Bala Shor Naki that is no anah. That you can't have enough of it. But then we said we don't need it for that. So we said Bala Shor can use what for the anah of the or, right? For the of the or. And if you say that one of these other dresses for Baal Sharnaki that there's no kefil, there's no chatzi kofer, or the reasons we'll see tomorrow, then you learn it out from lo yachal es besoro. That's how you know you can't have enough from the or. Have a good day, everybody. Chodesh Tov, Chanukah Sameach, Besorot Tovot, and we all have
Good things.